Okay, guys, so this is Mia's full breakdown and everything that happened with the defense. Okay, now, if you're getting ready for court tomorrow, this is such an important part. I think that my understanding is that they left off at her and they would bring her back in the morning. So we're going to be seeing Mia again. My understanding, I don't think they were done with the questioning, at least based on what I've been reading. Okay, so here's the deal, and I got to give everybody a forewarning because defense attorneys are going to do what they do, right? They're going to defend their clients, rightfully so. That's America. That's what we have to do, right? And I think that people are going to be very well triggered with maybe the strategy, but I think that we have to kind of understand that there's different sides to everything. So I welcome people to be able to kind of give their thoughts freely. You know what I mean? There are people that do not believe that Mia is credible, and there are people who believe that Mia is very credible. And there are things in her testimony here that kind of highlight different things that would allow you to kind of question a little bit more about Mia and her time in Combs Enterprise. Now, again, the government is seeing Mia as a forced labor victim, okay, under this RICO. So I think it's fair to kind of review everything that she's saying and, hear, well, what Brian Steele and how he's questioning. But I give you the biggest warning, okay? If you are easily triggered by things, I would ask you, don't watch this video. And be respectful in the chat, whichever side that you're in, because you're entitled to whatever opinion you have. We're here and we're reviewing all sides of this. I really want to hear every side of this. And that's why I think these transcripts are important. And it's important here both sides of an argument. Okay. Now, I've been working very hard on this. Feel free to hit the like button because that's free. Super chat, Cash App, all those good things. All of that is in the description box. You guys know that I have been working overtime, so I would really appreciate any kind of support. And do me a favor. More importantly, share this video. Okay. I will see you guys. Okay. The defense begins its cross examination. Because of Sean Combs, you suffered a great deal. Yes. And you worked with him from 2009 to approximately 2017. Is that correct? Yes. And in those 8 years, that's where you developed this trauma. True? True. And even as early as or as recent as February of this year, just seeing Sean Combs calling your number made you throw the phone as far as you could, right? Yes. Made you run out of your own home. True? True. Because that's the trauma that you have carried since working with Sean Combs, right? Right. And he made you told the jury in front of this honorable court, um, do things that are unthinkable. Is that fair to say? Yes. And that includes sleeping in a room without a lock, right? Yes. Coming into the room, violating you in the most unthinkable manner. True? True. Diminishing you down so that you have no confidence, right? Right. To the point that today, if someone even just calls out the name Mia, you panic, right? Yes. I like to make sure that this is correct. You said that Sean Combs' conduct was the worst thing that ever happened to you. Yes. I couldn't hear you. Yes. At times you wanted to, God forbid, kill yourself, right? Yes. I want to ask you to do me a courtesy. There should be a notebook within your arm's distance with this honorable court's permission. If you can take a look and just to yourself and the parties, not everyone else, okay? Just take a look. They're numbered. You will see the exhibits. If you don't mind, if you could look at the tab 1 through 10, as you go in order, it's going to be the same question. With the court's permission, I'm going to ask you the question now. And then as you look at it, just tell me whether this is an exhibit that you recognize, it's accurate, and that to the best of your memory, that is true. Okay? Okay. Your Honor, may I proceed? You may. Okay. You can look at number 1 if you don't mind. Yes. I know it was a multiple question. It's true. It's accurate. Yes. You recognize it? Yes. Your Honor, I move forward with the admission of 1701. Okay. No objections. Smizer says the prior objections we raised to these, Your Honor. Okay. So exhibits are admitted. All right. And Ms. Smizer, of course, speaks out and wants to clarify that these are being offered under seal. And Steele says, of course, whatever the court says. And there are more exhibits, some of which are also corresponding to the one that they're speaking to. But let's get right into the questioning, okay? Mia, did you look at number 2? And I'm not rushing you. Yes. Number 3? Yes. Number 4? Yes. Number 5? Yes. Number 6? Yes. 7? Yes. 8? Yes. 9? Yes. 10? Yes. Okay. So all of these are moved to admission. So let's continue with the questioning. Mia, this is your personal social media account. Is that fair to say? Yes. And you post this image and the statement true? True. And this is on or about January 30th, 2013? That's what it says. Yep. And when you post something, that is in your control, correct? Yeah. And it's unlike other people. Maybe Mr. Sean Combs, because you were actually hired in 2009 to manage Mr. Combs' social media account, right? I'm sorry, can you say that one more time? Of course, when you were hired in 2009, one of your duties was to manage Mr. Combs' social media accounts. Yeah, it was to help. But this is your personal account. That is what you're doing, right? Yes. And here, can you tell the jurors what you wrote under the image that they see? What we do when you're not around. At I am Diddy, hashtag Ciroc. Can you explain to the jurors what it means to at I am Diddy? That is to tag another user. So that is Puff's Instagram username. Everyone may understand it, but just in case somebody doesn't, what does it mean to tag? What does that mean to the I am Diddy or Mr. Combs in this case? It's basically saying his name, but it also points to the page. So he can get it on his social media. If he has his like tag mentions, yeah. So here it is approximately 4 years after you have started to work with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And you have been at this point as aid by him, you claimed, right? Yes. You've been abused by him mentally, right? Yes. Physically, right? Yes. Emotionally, right? Yes. And your personal account, you are tagging him saying that this is what we do when you're not around. True? True. Okay. Let's look at number 2. I shouldn't say the number. Let me rephrase that. 1702 and 1702-R. This is on the 4th of July of 2013, correct? Yes. Whose hands are those? Me and Cassie's. And what are you saying or what are you writing? Custom made Cabo bracelets because it's funny at Cassandra, hashtag rich as F. Which is your hand in the picture? The one with the smaller ring on the right hand side? On the left hand, do you see 2 bracelets? Yes. What is the second bracelet? The one closer to the elbow set? CC. I couldn't hear. CC. What does that stand for? That is one of Cass' nicknames. What does the nickname stand for, if you know? I don't know if it stands for anything. It was just sort of a nickname, like CC. Did you ever hear Cassie Combs? Actually, no, but that makes sense now. And this is also you tag Miss Ventura, true? Yes. And where are you when this picture is taken? Cabo. Was that work? I mean, essentially, it didn't feel like it, but yeah, I was told to go on vacation with Cass by Puff. Who paid for the vacation? Puff. And number 3, which is 1703. Would you take a peek at that when you can? Okay. The date is October 2nd, 2013. So again, about 4 years plus after you say Sean Combs has traumatized your life, right? Can you read what you wrote here in 1703? Just the number 1 guy on the Forbes list, getting me a vanilla latte, no big deal, regular people-ish. At I am Diddy, hashtag Starbucks. On your personal account, you posted a picture of Mr. Combs. Yes. The person who terrorized you. Fair? Yes. You talked about him getting coffee for you, even though he's number 1 on the Forbes list. Yes. That's one of the wealthiest people in the world, right? Yes. 1704, if you can look at that. that should be oriented the same month, October 17, 2013, right? Yes. Explain to the jurors what you wrote, if you don't mind. Hashtag TBT, take me back. Hashtag Burning Man, at Carrie Morgan Model, at I am Diddy, at Cassandra. Tell the jurors who is in the photographs, if you don't mind. That is Carrie Morgan, me, Puff, and Cass. What's going on from left to right? And excuse me, that's from left to right. Yes, sir. When you say take me back, Burning Man, you're talking about what you told the jurors about going to Burning Man with Mr. Combs? Yes, we went multiple times. And he made you, against your will, take drugs. You remember telling the jurors that? Yes, I'm not sure on which occasion it was, but we went to Burning Man multiple times. So, yes. Here you say, take me back to Burning Man, right? Yes. You're standing next to Mr. Combs, right? Yes. You're actually leaning towards him in the image, right? Yes. That's the image that you posted on your personal account? Yes. The man who terrorized you, right? Yes. Look at the next one, which is in the evidence 1705. Now this date is November 4th, 2013, right? Yes. And November 4th, 2013 is a memorable date in your life. True? In his life or my life? I guess both. It's his birthday. When you say his birthday, Mr. Combs was born, to your knowledge, the 4th of November, 1969. Is that true? Yes. And this here is you're working for Mr. Combs and you're posting on your personal social media account on his birthday, right? Correct. And can you read what you posted? Last non-B day shout out to my mentor at I am Diddy. Thank you for always letting me give birth to my dreams. Now, I would like to talk to you about the image first, okay? Mm-hmm. Is that you in the hospital gown? Yes. And replicating giving birth to a child? Yes, it's a video shoot. And you have here what you post on your personal account. Your artist delivering the baby, right? This was a comedy video shoot, so that I did not write. And this is a still of that. But that phrasing, could you ask me the question again? I'm sorry. You chose to post. This is your personal account, right? Yes, it was a public account, right? Under your name. Yes. Mm-hmm. And you chose this image. Yeah. And it's the image of Mr. Combs being a doctor and delivering a child, your child. True? The character, yes. It's a funny video that I was proud of, that like Andy Samberg directed. So I was proud that I was in a funny video. But this message is to your mentor? Right. That's what it says, yes. Who wrote that? I did. And you tagged Mr. Combs. That's his handle, right? Yes. And you wrote, thank you for always giving me, excuse me, I read that wrong. I apologize. Thank you for always letting me give birth to my dreams, right? Yes. Now, November 4th is not only memorable to Mr. Combs, but it's memorable to you, right? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Well, you told the ladies and gentlemen of the jury that shortly after you were hired in 2009, you were at the birthday party at the Plaza Hotel for Mr. Combs. Yes. And he's turning 40. I know you said he was born in 1969. So that would have been 40 years later, would have been right when you started work in 2009, right? Yes. And that at November 4th, 2009 birthday party, you find yourself alone with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. That's what you tell the jury, right? Yes. And he tells you how excited he is to be able to work with you as a new hire, right? Something along those lines. And he wants to celebrate with you your hire, his birthday, and the hopeful great work you could do together, and gives you alcohol, right? Yes. And you do not one, but two shots with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And what you believe happened, you're not saying definitively, but the alcohol overcame you, right? I definitely felt affected by Yes. And you said you were young and the alcohol should not have had that type of effect on you, right? Yes. So you believe potentially, or more than potentially, you were drugged. I did not say those words. I didn't say that. I didn't ask if you said it. That's what you believe may have happened, right? Miss Miser for the government speaks. Your Honor, can we take this exhibit down during this questioning? Court says that's fine. It's a possibility, yes. And after feeling different than you believe you should have felt, you feel a person you really don't know put his mouth onto your mouth without your permission. You remember telling the jurors that? Yes. Objection from the government. Objection to form, Your Honor. Court says overruled. Then you felt without your desire or consent Sean Combs' hands going up your dress and onto your person. You remember that? I said he put his hands up the side of my dress. Yes. And all of that to you was paralyzing. Yes. And you really don't even know what happened after that. You wake up in a chair and the sun is shining. You remember telling the jurors that? I said my next memory was that, and all that happened on November 4th of 2009, right? Correct. But as you see on 1705, you were calling the person who essayed you on that day, shout out for his birthday to your mentor, right? Of course. Yes. 1706, and that is another same day posting by you, right? Yes. When I say same day, the anniversary of 4 years before you being essayed by Sean Combs, according to your testimony, right? I didn't celebrate it as an anniversary. It was his birthday to me. You remember the date that you claimed that you were essayed, right? It was his 40th birthday. So the date is easy to remember. Always November 4th, according to you, right? That's a bad day in your life, right? That was a bad experience, absolutely. And this is, again, a second post by you on your personal social media account. And tell the jurors, please read what you wrote, please. Happy anniversary to your birthday last year. Can you read a little slower, if you don't mind? Sure. Happy anniversary to your birthday last year. Since this year you've changed your B-Day date on some real Puff Daddy-ish. Thank you for constantly inspiring me and giving me an extended family for life. You are forever one of my greatest friends. Thank you also for being funny, because you're effing funny. Like really, really, really funny. I love you at I am Diddy. And you post this image of you in what I'll call a tutu. Is that correct? Correct. You're next to Mr. Combs, right? Yes, right. The person who terrorized you, right? Yes. And he's holding, it looks like, and please correct me, his private part in his hand. If that's what you see, I guess so. And this is what image you picked out, right, Mia? Yeah. You put this on your page, right? Yes. Your friends get to see it who are on social media with you, right? Yes. Your family gets to see it who are on social media with you, right? My family, some of my friends, yeah. And you are proud of Mr. Sean Combs. That's why you wrote this, right? No, I wrote this because Instagram was a place to show how great your life was, even if it's not true. And because I had his fans following me, as well as his official Diddy fan site. And I also didn't want my family and friends to know the misery I was in. So, of course, you post the great times. The highs were high and the lows were low. And he also saw my Instagram. You chose to write, thank you for constantly inspiring me and giving me an extended family for life. Exclamation point. You are forever one of my greatest friends. That's what you wrote to the man who has traumatized you, right? Yes. Let's look at 1702, if you don't mind. This is 6 days later in 2013, correct? Correct. Can you tell the jurors what you wrote? The reason I never made it out last night. Repost at Meek Mills, at Cassandra, at I am Diddy, at tricks at Ciroc twins at the game. Explain to the jury what RP means. Repost. So you're posting someone else's post. And do you see yourself in this image? Yeah. Do you see who is directly in front of you to your right? Yes. Are you in the center? I'm behind in the center, yes. Who is directly in front of you to the right? Cass. And who's directly in front of you to the left? Puff. And you're in some type of water, right? Yeah. It's the pool in the backyard of his Miami house. And we just posed for a photo. And this is the picture that you chose to post. Yes, true. 1708, 6 days later in November of 2013, right? Yes. What did you write? Happy new birthday to my mentor, inspiration, friend for life at I am Diddy. Love you. Who is the new birthday that you're talking about? Puff decided to change his birthday that year, so we all promoted it, and it's Puff's birthday. Who is the mentor that you're writing about? Puff. Who is your inspiration that you're writing about? I'm writing all of this about Puff. And your brother? Puff. And your friend for life? That's what I wrote, yes. That's about Mr. Combs, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. And you wrote I love you, right? Of course. That's to Mr. Combs, right? Publicly? Yeah. And you did what I'll call a collage of pictures. Is that true? Yes. And in here, these are pictures that you posted. A lot of them are you and Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And you had to pick out these thumbnails to put them in this collage, right? Yes. Okay, let's go to 1709. This is December 5th of 2013. Is that correct? Yes. To the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what you wrote. Hashtag TBT to before I had real friends because who let me have my hair like this? And when you're writing about your hair, you chose to pull out an image to post on your personal social media account of who in front of you, Puff, standing right next to you or right in front of you. True? True. How about 1710? That's right around the holidays. December 20th, 2013, right? Yes. And what did you write? Look, Ma, I'm a billboard in Times Square with at I am Diddy. You're talking about your mother, correct? I said, look, Ma, my name is in lights. So yeah, a play on that. You're actually on a billboard in Times Square with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And it's the same picture with Mr. Combs, looks like holding his private part, and you in the tutu. True? True. Now, all of this is done voluntarily by you. True? True. I like you to look at what are we going to do? The same thing with this honorable court's permission. I would like you to look at tabs 11 through 19. I'm going to ask you same series of questions. Okay. And to refresh your memory, if you need to refresh, I like you to just look individually at each one. We'll go one by one. And if you could start at 1711 and we'll go at your pace and tell us the answers to those questions for each. For each one starting at 1711, which is tab 11. Okay. So for all the tabs, she answers yes. So we're gonna skip through that. We don't need to read all the yeses, but she answers yes for all of the exhibits that are shown to her. And all of those exhibits are admitted. If you can turn to exhibit 1711 when you get a chance. Yeah, this is the next year. Is that fair to say? 2014? Yes. We are at May 29th, 11 years from yesterday. And tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, orient them as to what you wrote. Every hour should be happy. Rose on a Thursday. NYC approved. Next stop, Istanbul. Heart. Repost. RP at Cassandra. RP, you explained. Same meaning, right? Repost? Yes. And who was in the photograph, if you can orient the jurors? Me and Cassie. Where are you based upon this post that you wrote? We are sitting outside a restaurant in New York City about to go to Istanbul. Who paid for you to go to Istanbul? The management team in Istanbul that made Cassie the offer for work? Mr. Combs? No, it was a completely different. She had an offer we were going there because she had an offer to have like a club appearance and things like that. So they paid for all of us, like me and her and everything. Did Mr. Combs, to your knowledge, if you don't know, say, I don't know, did he have to approve you going on that trip? Oh, 1,000% yes. Did Mr. Combs have to approve Miss Ventura going on that trip? Yes. If you can look at 1712, that's June 1st, 2014. So a few days later. Is that true? Yes. Can you explain what you wrote? Istanbul, on the way to masquerade with at Cassie, who is about to shut it down. Hashtag B4L at Umita Kabulat. Can you tell the jurors what B4L? It was the tag that the promoter that was paying Cassie wanted us to include on our posts. Who is in the image? Me and Cass. Where are you? We're in a Sprinter van on the way to her paid club appearance. Next one is 1713. That's June 2nd, 2014. Is that fair? Yes. Can you explain to the jurors what you wrote? Versace, Versace, Versace. No flex zone. Hashtag Istanbul at Cassie. Where are you and Miss Ventura at that time? We are at the W Hotel in Istanbul. Mr. Combs with you? No. Okay, look at 1714 if you don't mind. Can you explain to the jurors? This is June 22nd, 2014. What are they looking at and what you wrote? Would you like me to say what I wrote first? Sure. I have to repost this because A, my hair is crazy, and B, Puff Daddy has 4 million followers, and C, it's the nicest caption ever. Thanks, Puff. Love you. You've shown me the world. Hashtag laying on sunset. Explain to the jurors what you did here to repost this. What I did? Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you repost something here? Oh, yeah, I reposted Puff's post. And did Mr. Combs post about you? This is my birthday. So he said, besides every great man is a great woman. Beside every great man is a great woman. Happy birthday, Mia. Love you. P.S. Sorry, I was acting crazy last night. You decided to repost that. True? Yes, I reposted that. He had threatened my life on the phone the night before, and so this was, I guess, his apology. So the man who threatened your life the night before, you decided to repost on your personal social media account? Yes. I'm sorry if I cut you off. Uh, go ahead. I was going to say yes, of course. And the man who terrorized you and threatened your life the night before, you decided to write the nicest caption ever. Thanks, Puff. I love you. You've shown me the world. Yes. This is on your birthday. Yes. 1715. This is August 26, 2014. Can you tell the jurors what you wrote and then explain what you place in the images? Happy birthday to my soul sister at Cassie. Insert every cheesy friendship quote here because they all apply to how much you mean to me. I love you so much and I can't wait to celebrate with you. Hashtag BFF. Hashtag happy birthday, Cassie. And this is just a collage of photos of me and Cassie. Similar to what you did with Mr. Combs, the collage, true? Yes. And you love Miss Ventura, right? Yes. You love her to this day. Oh, yes. And you called her yesterday not only your best friend, but a sister to you, true? Yeah. That's how you think of her, right? Yes. Yes. The next one is September 9th. September 9, 2014, 1716 exhibit. Can you tell the jurors what you wrote and then what they are looking at in the picture? Desert Dance Off. Hashtag Burning Man 2014 at Atron, at Derek Roach, at I Am Diddy. The jurors already heard you talk about Mr. Roach, right? Yes. They know that I Am Diddy is Sean Combs' social media account, one of them, right? Yes. And the image that you posted explains who these people are. Derek was the stylist, but also one of my best friends. Tron was on the left. I'm going to stop you and I apologize. I'm not trying to interrupt you. Which direction are you going? Should I start on the left then? Either one, just make it clear. On the very far right, his name is Tron, one of my dear friends, but also Derek's boyfriend, and also helped Derek in working for Puff. Then there is me. Next to me is Derek. Then the right of Derek is Groovy Lou. who was the one of Puff's best friends, but also helped him with styling sometimes. And Puff is in the back. This is Burning Man 2014, right? Yes. And you enjoyed Burning Man, right? Yes, the majority of it. 1717, please orient the jurors to what you wrote. This is June 4th, 2016. Am I correct? Yes. Go ahead. This was one of those lucky nights where I actually called my friends and said, I was just on stage for Muhammad Ali's 70th birthday where Stevie Wonder played the piano. 11 billion balloons fell from the sky and no one will believe me. So STFU, I got to hug him. I never tell these stories, but if you get to experience a legendary moment of a legend, it's hard to keep it inside. Rest in happiness, Ali. Hashtag I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. Who is the image of Muhammad Ali and Puff? This is taken in your presence. You took this picture, right? I believe so. I did. This is the type of thing that you were doing at times in your job. True. The highs were highs and the lows were low. Yeah. And the image that you chose to put on your personal social media, not only of Muhammad Ali, but also of your mentor, right? It's the photo that I took that I was personally there and he's in it. Yes. You took one photo? I'm sure I took multiple, but this is one of the best. I didn't have. Let's go to 1718. This is November 4th, 2014. Jurors know the date, right? This is 5 years after you are essayed, right? Yes. And this is also Mr. Combs' 45th birthday. Does that sound right? I guess so, yes. And tell the jurors what you wrote. Happy birthday, Puff Daddy. I was very close to posting an open mouth sleeping pic to return the favor for my B-Day posts. But you signed my paychecks. Thank you for being the good kind of crazy and continuing to inspire me every day. And thank you for all of the quote unquote people write books about this ish moments. I know that there are many more to come. And thank you for being a friend and bringing friends into my life that I can call family forever. I love you at I am Diddy with all of my heart. Welcome to the seventh element. Hashtag happy birthday Puff. Hashtag can't stop, won't stop. Hashtag broke people sleep. Hashtag happy birthday Diddy. Hashtag I'm so hot. Throwing panties at myself. Hashtag revolt. Hashtag Puff Daddy. Then you did the collage. Is that right? Yes. Like I do for everyone's birthday. It's Sean Combs and you or Sean Combs himself in the pictures, right? Correct. And you had Mr. Combs shirtless in 2 of the pictures, true? Yes, he is always shirtless. Next to you is 4 of the pictures, right? Of course. And at this point, you have taken in so much trauma from him. That's what you told the jurors, right? I have taken in so much trauma from him. You want me to rephrase it? Sure. I have, but again, it was when the highs were high and the goods were good. You just fought so hard to stay in that. Mia, yes, sir. You have said that you were essayed so many times you can't remember. Objection from the government. Misstates the testimony. Court says, Mr. Steele, can you rephrase the question? Sure. Haven't you said that you have been essayed so many times that you can't remember? Objection. Same objection from the government. Court says sustained. Did you tell the government? Have you met with the government? I'm sorry, what was the question? One more time. Yes, I thought, yes. What did you ask me? Have you met with people or certain of the people that are sitting in front of row and a half of the second row in front of you, the prosecutors and the agents? Yes. And you met with them on multiple occasions, right? Correct. And in fact, you met with them on more than 27 occasions. Is that true? I didn't. I'm not sure. I didn't count. But I did meet with them. Like, I did meet with them quite a bit, but I'm not sure the exact number. You remember telling them that the essay occurred so often, how many times than you can count? You remember telling them that the essay occurred so often, more times than you can count? I don't remember phrasing it that way. I remember saying that there were more. I don't remember all the times. I did have the memory. I did have the memories I already shared. I know it happened more, but I don't remember how many more. But I don't remember how many. Well, by this time on November 4th of 2014, it is 5 years and you have been essayed multiple times, right? I am, I don't know about, I'm guessing. So yeah, yes. And this stays with you to this day. This has ruined you, right? Uh huh. What has ruined this part? Your testimony. If I'm correct, and correct me, is that Sean Combs' conduct towards you, SA towards you, as made you broken, right? SA was part of the way that he ruined me. Yes. There were many other ways as well. Well, in addition, there are other ways, but in 1718, on the fifth anniversary of the initial essay, you were saying to Sean Combs on your social media account for everyone to see, thank you for being the good kind of crazy and continuing to inspire me every day, right? Of course, because I want my friends and everyone else to think that I want to highlight the highs. I don't think people wrote bad stuff about their lives on Instagram back then. Well, why would you promote the person who has stolen your happiness in life? The well, those are the only people I was around. So that was my life. Promoting was part of it. You had to support the thing that Puff supported. And it also was a very, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but was a very confusing, like cycling of ups and downs and violence and things. And I guess I'll leave it up to the experts to go into it. Ma'am, you testified that you were terrified every day when Sean Combs woke up because you didn't know his moods. Objection from the government. Misstates the testimony. Court says sustain. You were in fear of Sean Combs every day. Is that true? On the days that he was calling me his best friend and treating me like that, I wasn't in fear of him. You weren't in fear of the man who took your innocence. Objection from the government. Court says overruled. Oh, I wasn't in fear. Yes, I was in fear anytime Puff was not happy. Yes, because I wanted to make sure he was, because then I knew I was safe. Ma'am, you have family, right? Yes, I have parents and a sister. And am I correct? Yes, you have friends outside of Combs Enterprise, right? Objection from the government. Can we get a time frame? During the time that, may I rephrase? Court says you may. During the time that you were working with Sean Combs from 2009 until this posting on the 4th day of November 2014, you still had friends outside of the people who work with Combs Enterprise. Is that true? I didn't get to see them or speak to them, but your friends don't just stop being your friends with you. But no, at this point, in the time that I did not have an external sounding board, I didn't get to see or talk to my friends and family in any capacity that made sense every once in a while. You could have, though, right? No. Why not? Why? There was absolutely no time, and I also didn't have, I had to get permission to leave or do things, or, I mean, I had to beg to go to my grandma's funeral. So I don't know if that paints a sort of picture. Mia, the juror saw an email between you and D-Rock. Earlier today, where you are criticizing Sean Combs in writing. Do you remember that? Yes. You have time to think about your feelings, right? No. At that point, he left me crying and sobbing. And D-Rock was, the one that I reached out to because he was the closest and just trying to make sure that I didn't do something wrong. You wrote in 1718, and thank you for being a friend and bringing friends into my life that I can call family forever. I love you, in all capitals and all capitalized with a hashtag emoji. Do you see that? Yes. With all of my heart emojis, all my heart, right? Yes. That's what you were writing to Sean Combs, right? Yes. Nobody scripted this for you. This is your writing, correct? Oh yeah, that's how I talked about and to the people in my life. Yeah. People in your life, including the person who you were terrified of. Is that what you're telling the jury? Especially the person that I was terrified of. Yes. With regards to 1719, can you orient the jury? Can you orient the jurors what this is on November 18, 2014? My friends at Funny or Die wanted me to help arrange Rick Ross for a funny video shoot. So I was helping them. And then they said jump in the background. So we are in the background of a Funny or Die video. What did you write? You know, you're a huge celebrity when you're in the background of a Rick Ross at Funny or Die videos, spraying champagne on strippers. At Rich Forever, hashtag Where's My Security, hashtag Ross Fit, hashtag MMG, hashtag Black Bottle Boys, hashtag Hood Billionaire. If you can turn to tab 34, if you don't mind, just look at it for yourself. Tell me if you recognize what is depicted in tab 34. And what's that exhibit 1734? Yes. Is it accurate? I believe so. Your Honor, I move for admission. So I move for admission. Court asks any objections. The government says the objections we raised earlier, Your Honor. Court says, all right, exhibits are admitted. Can you orient the jurors to your posting on your personal social media account? This is December 30th, 2014. Is that fair to say? Yes. Tell the jurors what you wrote and what is this about. 21. Stop growing up. You're making me feel old. I love you, my little brother. So proud of you. You've become all you're about to be. Happy birthday at Prince JDC. This is a birthday post for Justin. And yeah, it's my birthday post for Justin. Tell the jurors who Justin is. Justin is one of Puff's sons. And who is in the picture? Me and Justin and Puff, Justin and probably me. I can't hear you. The face is blurred out, but, and then Puff and Justin. This is Mr. Combs' son, right? And you're wishing him a happy birthday, fair? Of course. Oh, of course. Go to tab 38, which is 1738, if you don't mind. And that's November 22nd, 2014, correct? Yes. And orient the jury to what? Well, do you recognize this posting on your social media account? Yes. Did you write this? Yes. Is it accurate? Yes. Mr. Your Honor, I move for admissions. Okay, so more exhibits are admitted. Under seal. Do me a courtesy and orient the jury what you wrote and what this is about. Puff Ciroc family takeover in hashtag Times Square. Congrats at I am Diddy and congrats to me and at DS Sims because we are really killing that ratio. Hashtag step into the circle. Hashtag Ciroc. Hashtag family. Hashtag NYC. Hashtag. And the photograph as a Ciroc promo. I forgot what was happening there, but it was something work related. And this is just a shot of a shot on the step and repeat. And you see yourself? Yes. You photographed. You see Mr. Combs? Yes, I'm with him. Yes. Any other of these postings so far or any of your postings, do you ever say anything that you can bring forth here that Mr. Combs violated you? Never. If you could turn to 1742, which is tab 42, tell me when you get a chance whether you recognize this exhibit. Yes, I do. Is it posted on your personal social media account? Yes. And did you do the posting? I sure did. Is it accurate? Yes. Okay. More exhibits are submitted. Once you're able to, can you do me a favor and just make sure that the date is October 18th, 2014? Yes. And what did you write? Legends recognizing legends. Puff giving Jimmy Iovine the start from the bottom now we hear award. At I am Diddy, hashtag RMC 2014, hashtag Revolt Music Conference, hashtag Miami. Who is depicted in the photograph that you display? Puff, Jimmy Iovine, and Christian, Puff's son, is at the podium. And you chose the words legend, recognizing legends, right? Of course. Oh, of course. One of the legends is the person you're telling this jury that has traumatized you, right? Yes. Actually, right? Yes. Emotionally? Yes. Physically? Yes. Financially? Yes. That's the legend? Yes. If you could look at exhibit number 44 and please tell me what you get. Please tell me when you get there. It's going to be the same series of questions. Is this your social media account? Yes. Is this something that you recognize? Yes. And did you post this and chose the picture? Yes. And does it depict accurately what you previously put on your social media account? Yes. Okay, Your Honor, all of those get admitted. This is April 6th of 2016. Is that fair to say? Yes. And will you please tell the jurors, if you don't mind, what you wrote? The Diddy door has finally been christened. Hashtag the Chris Get Hard Show was one of my most fun and unique TV appearances we've done. Watch it and Puff tonight on Fusion at 10 p.m. Hashtag TCGS, hashtag Puff Daddy. And the image. The image is I forged a relationship with Chris Gethard, who was a really cool, unique person in the comedy world. And Puff wanted to break into comedy world, and I somehow convinced him to make a door on his TV set for the entire season that the Diddy door. And one day maybe we would show up, and this is that happening, and this is me promoting our work. And yeah, just what happened on the show. And you again on your social media account post a picture of the person who has ruined your life, right? Yes. And my boss is the person, and I was with all the time. Yeah. Who made you post this? I wouldn't say made you post, but all of these postings were my life, the good moments. So this is, how do you have a good moment with Sean Combs when you're terrified of him? Because it's easy because the dynamics would shift. So when things were good, we felt really safe, and you forgot. You almost forget about those things. So how do you forget about being woken up with a man on top of you getting his way with you? Because it's too horrible to think about it. So you don't. And you don't have time either. So you just want it to go away. You think about it all the time, you said? Objection from the government. You were in constant fear, true? Constant fear. I said that when he was abusive, I was in horrific fear. I was in fear of being in trouble. I was in fear of upsetting him. I was in fear of any moment that were not the best friends, good moments. How were you best friends with the person who has treated you the way that you said to the jury? I mean, I guess we can ask my therapist. It was a very psychological, that's what he would also refer to me too. I have multiple best friends. These were people I was around all the time, and he was vulnerable with me quite a bit. So I would feel responsible for helping him, and then I would feel bad for him. I don't know how to. I mean, I can't describe it, but I'm not a psychiatrist or a therapist. I don't think I'm allowed to. Ma'am, you say that Sean Combs picked up your sister, your best friend, and drove her into a strong wooden objection from the government. Bedpost or bed frame, right? Overruled, says the court. Yes. How do you forget that? You don't forget that. You get punished for reacting to it. You're terrified to bring it up again. And look at 1745 when you get a chance. That's tab 45. I'm going to ask you the same series of questions with the court's permission. Do you recognize Exhibit 1745? Yes. And is this something that you posted on your social media account? Yes. Does it fairly accurately depict what you posted? Yes. Your Honor, those those exhibits are admitted under seal. Okay. The court speaks. And Mr. Steele, you've got about 9 to 10 minutes, and then we'll take our midday break. Okay. Looking at 1745, if you don't mind, Mia. Yes. Can you make sure I'm correct? This is approximately 8 days after Mr. Combs' birthday. Yes. And this is 8 days after you claim that you were essayed for the first time, right? 8 days and 5 years. Yes. And can you, when you get a chance, can you just make sure to read what you wrote on this exhibit? Yes. Ooh, at I am Diddy did it again. F off Patron. There's a new tequila in town. And this one doesn't make you hate yourself the next day. At Deleon Tequila in stores now. Every bottle comes with its very own hashtag D-Day Dance. Video credit me hashtag the next level. Whose images did you post on your personal social media account? Not everyone's work social media account. It's Puff dancing with a bottle of De Leon, which is his tequila. I would like to take you through a series of tabs. 1720, it's going to be the same exact questioning that I've been asking. Just tell me when you're there and then answer the questions if you don't mind. Do you recognize what's depicted in government's exhibit 1720? Sorry, what tab? It would be tab 20. Okay, yes. And is that your social media account? Yes. Is it accurate? Yes. Your Honor, I move for the admission of 1720. And so then she's shown more pictures, and they're moving this into admission, right, from these exhibits. So we're going to go ahead and keep moving on because these are just the same questions, to hopefully save some time on here. She's being asked if she recognizes these exhibits. And then he further goes, it's going to be the exact same questions. Do you recognize these exhibits? Do you recognize this exhibit? Yes. Okay. Is this something that you posted and wrote and put together for social media accounts? Yes. Okay. Does it appear accurate? Yes. Okay. Keeps going. Okay. Now we get to, more questioning. You've been working with Mr. Combs approximately 6 years now, right? Yes. And you have suffered continuously the trauma that you've expressed to this jury according to your testimony, right? Yes. And explain what you wrote or tell us what you wrote, I guess. Hey, Puff, does my hair look better in this filter or should I use Valencia? Me, this photo / me every day at I am Diddy. Hashtag RHF -FO2 and explain the photograph that you chose to put. This is on the set of another comedy funny or die video that I had produced and put together. That's it. And that's Mr. Combs and you in close distance. That's what you put on your social media, right? He's reviewing lines, something for me, yes. And you're actually doing the production for this show, true? Yes, I was helping produce it. Funny or Die was actually doing the production, but I was getting producers' credits. But the actual production was put on physically by Funny or Die. And Mr. Combs financially back and was also a large contributor to this event, true? No, he was just the actor. Funny or Die paid for it. And this was great for you and what you wanted to do in your career, true? This was fun for me, but this was great for Puff to have that sort of comedic exposure with such Funny or Die was held in a high regard as far as the comedy world goes. Okay, take a look at 1721, which is tab 21. This is, God forbid, 9/11, 2015. Well, 9/11, right? That's what it says. It's 2015, correct? Yes. And explain to the jurors what you wrote and explain the image. Watching the man burn with a man who introduced me to all. Thank you, Puff Daddy, for giving us yet another incredible experience. 3 burns down, in infinity more to go. We love you. Hashtag Burning Man 2015. Hashtag The Breakfast Club. Hashtag Super Friends. Now, you will no longer work with Combs Enterprise after March of 2017, correct? Correct. So this is the second to the last Burning Man that you can go to, right? True? I don't know. I mean, I can go to Burning Man, I guess, whenever I want with Mr. Combs. Yeah, I'm not sure. Are you asking? I'm sorry. Could you ask me? Are you asking me if Mr. Combs, you tell the juror, force you to take drugs, illegal drugs against your will? Remember that testimony? I do. And you are posting from Burning Man 2015, right? It was after Burning Man, yes. And you're thanking Mr. Combs for giving you and others another incredible experience, right? Yes, because yes, sir. We had to. Say again. Yes. And you wrote, "We heart you," right? Meaning Mr. Combs, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you have any evidence besides your word that Mr. Combs forced you to do drugs? Objection from Miss Miser. Court says overruled. Your Honor, could we get a sidebar? Ask the government, please. Why don't we take a break and then we can address the issue? Thank you, members, for the jury. Don't speak to each other about the case. Okay, so they're taking a break. Be back at 1:15. And I believe this would be their lunch break. Okay. Let's get into the sidebar, and we'll do a summary of the sidebar. Ms. Meiser for the government speaks. Your Honor, this witness has no burden to bring forth evidence of anything that she's saying. The government has the burden. And the defense can argue at closing that the government has not met its burden. But it is totally improper in front of this jury to be suggesting that the witness in this instance should be bringing forth evidence to support her claims. The court speaks. Well, everything you said is true. And, Mr. Steele, if you want to ask a question along these lines, I think it needs to be rephrased because I think that the reference to evidence is improper. But if your question is direct to whether the witness herself has specific things like texts or emails that she sent, or something that she would have personal knowledge of to substantiate the things that your question was directed to, then I don't think that would run into the nature of an objection, as it's been articulated by Ms. Meiser. Mr. Steele says, understood. Ms. Meiser speaks. Just when Mr. Steele phrases these questions, we would ask that it not be, does she have anything to support or to prove her claims here? The court says, I agree. It's a form of objection. You understand the objection, Mr. Steele? Not 100%, but I'm sure I will, Your Honor. Okay, the court speaks. I think that if you're saying legalistically terms, then it runs into a concern that the jury will think of the availability of evidence to the government in the absence of that evidence, which would be improper to ask this fact witness about. So if you ask the question in terms of what she has without referring to what supports the claims, then I think you will avoid the objection. I think I got it, says Mr. Steele. Like if you were getting a Coke from a vending machine and you said, do you have any emails where you asked the person about the Coke? That's the question that I think would avoid the government's objection. A hypothetical example. Ms. Meiser, anything else before we take our lunch break? No, Your Honor. Mr. Steele, anything from your side? No, sir. All right. Mr. Agnifilo, anything else? Nothing. We will see each other back, Lee. Okay? We'll see each other back. So they go on to lunch break. Now, this is where things get really heated after the break, okay? Because here comes the government and basically addressing the court. The defense at 107 turned over a video to us as Defense Exhibit 1750, which Ms. Garagos just showed me. It appears to be a video of this victim singing happy birthday to Mr. Combs. I haven't been able to watch it closely to hear anything in the video. Given that this was just turned over to us in violation of the court's order, also in violation of Rule 16, I will note that none of the social media posts are things that were in the government's possession beforehand. They've only been turned over in accordance with the court's order a few days before her testimony. I would ask the court preclude this particular exhibit. Okay, so then the court looks at Mr. Steele. So there's this video that appears, right? And this is where, if you guys remember when we were live, they get into this video. What is this video about? Looks like it's a happy birthday video. Mr. Steele speaks. Your Honor, it's a very short video. It depicts this witness on the screen being. There'll be any redactions were made, and it is happy birthday to Mr. Combs. The witness is saying that I understand. The witness is saying that I understand the court has held all the testimony. I was terrified of Mr. Combs. I asked her about her social media postings. She said, well, yes, this is what I said. However, I felt obligated to do it. This is now a different means of wishing him a happy birthday. It is in year 2014. That's wrong, 2013. And that's what it is. I think it's very probative to show her demeanor, her energy, her words on not on a page, but from her reading today. But it is her right in the camera saying, these are not the quotes. Please don't take this quote. What a great day. Happy birthday. I love you. So then the court kind of gets into it with Mr. Steele and basically then asks, like, how come you didn't turn this into evidence with the scrapbook and all this other stuff? And Mr. Steele said, well, I was aware of this yesterday and I looked at it last night and I can't tell you the time, but I can look at notes. And then we made a decision to use it based upon her testimony. I'm using it for impeachment evidence. It is different. I know the court just said it's a visual and audio, not just a reading. So that's why. So everything that they've been using as reading posts and stills, now they have a video of her singing happy birthday that they wanted to use. Okay. And Steele and the defense team felt like this would hit a little bit different. The court does ask how long the video is. It's determined to be 20 seconds long. And this is where Miss Meiser comes in and she's basically making the argument that this is cumulative. So, the government feels like they're entering this late and they had the opportunity and they didn't, and they just got this last night. Okay. So then here comes Shapiro, right? And she wants to make a couple of points about this video. And the reason why the defense feels like this video is important, the defense felt like her demeanor was being presented different. Like she wasn't actually showing who she really was. And this video was going to expose that, I guess. Shapiro says, in addition to all the points that Mr. Steele has made, if you watch this video, which I understand we were just told is 30 seconds long, you can see her demeanor is night and day from what has been during the direct and at times during the cross as well. And she's trying to present herself in a certain way as being traumatized and so forth. And this video shows her as she really is. And it is particularly probative in a way that the photographs aren't even beyond the substantive points about the facts that she's making, wishing Mr. Combs happy birthday. So I think we will be severely prejudiced if we can't show the video. So in the court's like, well, 20-second happy birthday video? Yes, Your Honor. And then the judge starts asking a little bit more information. I guess the defense had found this video, I guess, the night before. And so the court kind of like entertains this video for a minute, and the court gets into it with Shapiro. And Shapiro was basically like saying, we didn't even think of the idea until we saw the way she presented herself to the jury today. So it was the way in which Mia presented herself. And I would probably say that we all watched kind of this go down Friday, Thursday, where we were like really listening intently. A lot of media was reporting on what Mia was saying. So they go back and forth on this birthday video. And essentially the court says that the video is precluded. I mean, they were going back and forth arguing about the relevance of this video and the fact that it wasn't into exhibits, but somehow this video is supposed to speak to what she's saying, what she's doing, and how she's presenting then and now. And the defense really wanted to use it. The court actually saw it, and so basically said that the relevance and probative value of this video is minimal, while the defense argues that it's different in nature from Instagram clips. Having actually viewed the video, it is essentially a video that would be equivalent to an Instagram clip, including Mia's use of hashtags at the end of hashtag revolt. There's no content to the video that's different than the myriad of Instagram clips and other materials that the defense properly disclosed. Even though they couldn't show the video, I mean, Steele was able to ask questions about the video. I mean, the court says you can ask her about the video. If she denies having sent the video, then you can attempt to introduce it on impeachment grounds. If you can do it that way, then that's in compliance with the court orders. Thank you. So, I mean, the court was very direct, so I'm not really sure what happened here, but I mean, I think the defense maybe should have clearly done something when they got the video initially and not waited until during the lunch break for all of this to be figured out. And so that was one issue. Now, the other issue came about the scrapbook. So the scrapbook, there's the scrapbook that Mia did, and she's about to be questioned about it. Okay. The scrapbook was, I believe, a gift for Mr. Combs, for Diddy. And it was something that she did similar to, like, I guess the collages, but this time it was a scrapbook. Let's get into it. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button because this is a very lengthy video, and I'd appreciate the support. Hit the like button, Cash App, Super Chat, whatever you guys can do would be amazing. This took a lot of hours to edit. So let's go. So Mia's back on the stand. Mr. Steele begins. With regards to Exhibit 1721, is it in tab 21? My memory is we have already been discussing that, correct? Yes. And this is where you wrote, thank you, Puff Daddy, for giving us yet another incredible experience. 3 burns down, infinity more to go. We heart you, right? Yes. Then you wrote hashtag Burning Man 2015. Fair? Yes. Then you also wrote hashtag The Breakfast Club, right? Yes. Can you explain to the jury what, if anything, The Breakfast Club means to you at that time? The Breakfast Club was the name of our camp, I believe. And it was based from an inside, like, this friends group that we were still partying at breakfast, essentially. Who is this friends group? Puff. You were part of the Breakfast Club? Is that fair to say? I guess I was invited once, but I'm not sure. Is that your answer? Oh, yeah. He just said that to me one time. And here on your social media post on September 11, 2015, you recognize that you're part of the Breakfast Club. You hashtag Breakfast Club. Fair? Sure. And when you say with his friends, this is the Sean Combs that you described to the jury, right? That's his friends that you're part of, right? Yes. The man who has altered your life for the worse forever, right? Yes. Let's go to the next tab, which should be 22, which is already in evidence. Can you just make sure that this is correct? It's about October 23rd, 2015 post. Yes. And Mia, would you do me a favor and explain to the jury, like you have been, what you wrote and then what's in the image, if you don't mind? Sure. Happy birthday at officially Club Diddy. So much love from me and at Cassie from South Africa. Heart you. P.S. The air I'm kissing is your face. It's definitely not my go-to ducky selfie face or anything. LOL. Who is in the image that you attached? Me and Cassie. Can you explain what you're writing here? Happy birthday at official Club Diddy. Can you explain what that means? Yes, that was a Puff fan club. It was a fan club ran by this girl who we had a relationship with because obviously she would promote Puff shamelessly. I couldn't hear you. I apologize. She promote and then I couldn't hear you. She would promote Puff like shamelessly, like promote him a lot. So we had a relationship with her. You were promoting her who was promoting Mr. Combs, right? I was giving her a birthday shout out because she was so sweet. And you're in Cape Town, South Africa. Is that fair to say? Yes, sir. And this is Cape Town, South Africa trip that you referred to earlier. Yes, sir. On I believe it's in evidence 1723, which would be behind tab 23. If you don't mind looking at that. Sure. You see that? Yes. That again, November 4th, 2015, right? Correct. The anniversary 6 years later of you starting with Mr. Combs, and he supposedly sexually assaulted you. God forbid, right? It wasn't the anniversary of when I started. But I, again, didn't recognize that date as a celebration. Can I ask you a question? If I interrupt you, go ahead. No, I did not mean to interrupt you. It's okay. When you say that you did not recognize Mr. Combs' birthday of November 4th of every year as significant, that he supposedly drugged you and essayed you, how did you not put that together? Objection from the government. Mr. Steele, you need to rephrase that question, says the court. How is that not significant date in your mind? I mean, please explain that to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. It was Puff's birthday. That is what the date was. And I tried to forget that night and shove it down. I never wanted to think about it again. I know it was Puff's birthday. Mr. Steele, the court speaks. Are you finished? Yes. The court didn't say anything, so it just said Mr. Steele, the court. Okay. In 1723, please explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you wrote. Puff, a noun, a larger-than-life cultural phenomenon known for his world-changing legacies and inability to tolerate biatchisness. Also see legend, king, swag, rapper, actor, entrepreneur, cheesecake lover, bad boy for life, my friend. Heart emoji. 46 years ago, an extraterrestrial was born. Happy birthday, Puff Daddy. Thank you for showing me the path to Pluto and beyond. I love you. Heart, heart, heart. When you wrote that on your personal social media account, you just put aside the fact that you tell this jury that you have been essayed by Mr. Combs. Absolutely. You just put aside the fact that you saw Mr. Combs abuse. Objection from Mr. Comey, from the government. Court overruled. Supposedly abuse your sister or your best friend, Miss Ventura. Yes. You put aside the fact that Mr. Combs made you go sleepless for 5 days where you got physically ill. Yes. You put aside the fact that Mr. Combs made you not use the bathroom while on your time of the month where you bled out. Yes. You put aside the fact that Mr. Combs comes into your bedroom, gets on top of you, and does the unthinkable, according to you. Yes. And you put aside the fact that you say that you live in terror because of Mr. Combs. Yes. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury on 1723, Mr. Combs' exhibit. Explain these photographs that you chose. If you didn't choose them, say I didn't choose them, but correct me. I'm sorry, could you ask me? Let me ask you a better question. What is marked in this honorable court admitted 1723 and under seal? Did you choose this collage of photographs? I believe so. Explain to the jurors each of these photographs and why you chose them, please. Start, I guess, in the upper left and then go to the right. Sure. Overall, I had to post every year for his birthday. And I just ran out of things, so I was trying to fill a collage with photos I had already posted. The top left is me on my BlackBerry and Puff behind me. The second one is me sitting next to Puff at a club. The next one are Puff and I working at a TV set of Blackish. The next one is Puff talking to me on a video set. The next one is the same photo of Burning Man. The next one is the same photo of Burning Man. The next one is the same photo of me in the Lonely Island video giving birth to a baby doll. The next one is Puff riding his bike at Burning Man. The next one is Puff staring at Art Basel. The next one is Puff and I at the premiere of the movie Dope that we co-produce. The next one is an image from the same post, I don't know how many ago, of onset of a comedy short for Funny or Die. Can you turn to tab 40 and look at just yourself at the party 1740 if you don't mind? I'm going to ask you similar questions that I've asked before. Do you recognize what's depicted in Mr. Combs' 1740? Yes. Is this a true and accurate statement of your best memory? Yes. Your Honor, okay, so exhibits are admitted. We still in year 2015, is that correct? Yes. It's September 19, right? Correct. Can you please do me a courtesy? Same kind of way we have been doing it. Read to the jurors what you wrote on your personal social media. Our brother, the legend at I Am Diddy, takes the stage tonight at iHeartRadio in Vegas at 10:32 p.m. Tune in to watch the stage take fire and history be made. Heart you. The legend, our brother, you're referring to who? Puff. And then the photograph that you chose, I took it while he was on the stage at iHeartRadio. When you say he, that's clearly who? Puff. Would you do me a courtesy and just look at the next tab, 41? Sure. That should be 1740 defense exhibit. Do you recognize what's depicted in defense in that exhibit? Yes. And is it true and accurate to the best of your memory? Yes. Okay, Your Honor, I move for admissions. Okay, so exhibits are admitted. Mia, do me a favor. Once you're there, will you make sure that this is also 2015 May 20th? Yes. Can you read the jury what you wrote? I'm such a huge producer. Check out those headphones. Hashtag balling. And tune into Blackish tonight to see at Diddy on season finale. Explain what the jurors are looking at in that image. Puff and I are at the set of Blackish, which is a comedy show, and I'm promoting it. I would like you to go back, if you don't mind, to tab 24 and tell me if you don't mind if you look at 1720. Sure. Tell me if you recognize that. I think so. Yup. And when you say you think so, is this your personal social media account? Yes. Does it look accurate? It does. Exhibits are entered and admitted. Okay. You see behind tab 25, 1725. Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you recognize this posting? Yes. Okay. Is it your social media account? Yes. To your knowledge, is this what you posted? Yes. Okay. So more things get admitted. All right. And we're going to jump through some of this because this is just repetitive reading of exhibits. Would you do me a courtesy and read what you wrote? And just remember the third line center, okay? The third line center as in like stop there or continue. Um, After hashtag happy birthday, and then it says at Mia. You see that? Yes, okay. Good thing you taught me life is a marathon and not a sprint because I'm still running with it. Hashtag repost at I am Diddy. Hashtag happy birthday, Mia. You are the wind beneath my wings, an angel from above, and any other Whitney Houston or Brandy line there ever was. Now take my black card and run. Run like the wind. Love you. Now, the first part before it says hashtag repost, do you see what I'm talking about? Yes. Who wrote who wrote that? Good thing you taught me life is a marathon and not a sprint because I'm still running with lots of ends with it. I did. That second part after the repost. Yes. Who would have written that? A post underneath Puff's page, I believe. I came up with the wording. You wrote that? I probably did. Then you reposted your own wording. Yes, well, it's from Puff's page. I probably helped him, and I just trying to be funny because that's your job, right? It's part of it, but he also posted as well. But yeah, you told the jurors yesterday that part of the reason that you never said anything about SA, you remember you gave several reasons. Yes, the supposed essay was never said. You said the reasons that it was never said. Yeah, remember you gave reasons. Yes, you explained that the Me Too movement, it was way before that. You stated that social media wasn't kicked in, right? Not in the capacity it is now. Like there was no TikTok. There was nobody talking about SA. There was no, at this time, Instagram was all about highlighting the highs of your life, not the lows of your life, and just showing people the great times you were having. That's what I meant. Social media is not like it is today. Well, by 2017, the Me Too movement was viral. Not until about a few months after was the initial person that was brought to the forefront for the Me Too movement was months after I left. That was October 2015. That was October 15th of 2017. Does that sound right? Correct. That's when the Me Too movement went viral, right? I don't know when the Me Too movement went viral, but I know that the catalyst for it was somewhere around that time. And were you aware at that time? This was after I had no better dealing. This was after. I understand, but you were aware of that. The Me Too movement, right? That was a great movement. Well, I aware of the Me Too movement? Yes, of course. Now tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what's in the picture. What's in the pictures? And I think that they have seen all of them before. If they have not, just explain that too. Yes, just the same recycling photos, the same photos of us in Burning Man, a photo on some video set, a photo of me giving birth in a funny video, me and Puff at the club, me, Cass, and Puff at Burning Man, me and Puff on that, a funny video shoot, and then me and Puff on the set of Blackish. Would you agree with this? Anybody so far who looks at social media would think that you and Sean Combs are very, very close. Yes, objection from the government. Court says overruled. And that was your postings, right? All of these were my postings. Yes? Yes. Look at 1725 if you don't mind. It's behind tab 25. We are still in 2016. It's August 27th, right? Yes. Can you answer what you posted? It's still technically your birthday because I'm still technically recovering from it. Happy birthday, Cass Alicia. You are my heart. You're my heartbeat, heart, my everything, heart, my ride or die heart at Cassie. That's a picture of you and Miss Ventura. Yes, I think. I'm sorry I interrupted you. Go ahead. You're fine. You have Mr. Combs in one of those photos, in one of those pictures. Yes, that's the bottom picture, second one in from the right. Yes. And you mean this, right? This isn't puffing. You love Miss Ventura. You already said that. Is that fair to say? Of course. You meant every word on your social media account, right? I didn't mean every word on my social media account, but I did mean this post 1,000%. Let's turn to 26. It's behind tab 26. Just again, this is October 5th, 2016. Can you read to the jurors and then explain exactly what you're doing in the image? Sure. LA, come on down to the Invisible Bully at the Invisible Bully pop-up shop at 517 North Fairfax, where you can watch me, the live window display, talk to Zach Morris cell phone while I play Nintendo for the next 3 to 6 hours, depending on if I beat level 4 or not. Hashtag bad boy reunion, hashtag big, hashtag sip champagne when we thirsty. Hashtag or Ciroc. This was a pop-up shop for D-Rock's clothing brand, and this was an installation on the street, and I decided to be cute and run inside of it and have someone take a photo of me. Who is in the first line? That's Invisible Bully, which is D-Rock. It's his clothing brand. Bad Boy Reunion Tour? Yes. What is that? Bad Boy the documentary I was working on was coinciding with the Bad Boy Reunion Tour, where Bad Boy was reuniting after 20 years and going on tour. Do you realize all these posts so far emphasize and promote Mr. Sean Combs? Yes. Look at number 27. It's tab 27, but it's exhibit 1727. If you don't mind, when you get there, just make sure that this says 11/5/2016. You see that? Yes. I want to talk to you about the date for a second, okay? Okay. You see it next to, it says 11:14 p.m. UTC -6. Yes. Do you know, and if you don't, just say I don't know, that means that the time is really 6 hours before. So it would be on November 4th, 2016 when you posted that? Sure. And November 4th, 2016, the jurors will remember it's the day that you remember as Mr. Combs' birthday. Nothing else attached, right? Objection from a Smizer. Court says it's overruled. Now that you're bringing it up, I remember it, but it was Puff's birthday to me. And Puff's birthday to you also includes you being essayed, right? It was not. I didn't associate the two until you just brought that up today. Read what you wrote. Happy birthday, Puff Daddy. Thank you for the B-Date dinner and a movie night. You are the coolest alien rock star unicorn pizza slice, and we effing love you. Emojis. You're telling this jury that all of these writings that you wrote to Mr. Combs promoting him, it's not the way you felt? Objection from Ms. Meiser. It's argumentative, Your Honor. Sustain. Did you feel that way when you were writing this? Did I feel like, happy birthday, Puff? Thanks for the birthday dinner? Yeah, during this pose. How about you are the coolest alien rock star unicorn and pizza slice, and we effing love you, with multiple V's, which with 2 exclamation points. I did do a little bit of, did I believe that he was the coolest alien rock star unicorn? I was just trying to compliment him in a unique way. You mean we F's loved with multiple V's? You 2 exclamation points? Yeah. Now the photograph that you attach to the 11/4, and I'm calling it 11/4, but the understanding it's written 11/5. Can you do me a favor? Can you identify who these 2 people are? And then just say where you are. Top row starting in the left. And say when you're in the second row. And then there's a third row or like a table. I cannot, my eyes are not that great, but these are all Puff's friends and families, people that worked with. I can't see. It's not anybody else's fault, but my eyes are a little blurry. There is Groovy Lou to the left. I can't tell that is to the left of him, next to Louis Crew on the right. I think that's Chisel on the back. I think that might be April D Rock's wife. I think in the front of that, then Justin. Then I can't really make out the 2 faces. Behind them is Lucas. There is Mama Combs. There's Christian. D-Rock is behind them. There is Puff. There is me behind Tony De Niro. Next to me is Lorianne Gibson. To the right of her is Rube. Okay, you're going so fast. I'm sorry. It's me. I should have stopped you earlier. Can you go back and you start to name the people who is Mama Combs? Puff's mom. Where is she depicted here? In the green. Continue from there. Christian was next. Yes, Christian. Who is Christian? Puff's son. Keep going. That's Puff. Then behind them is D-Rock. Let me ask you a question. Who is directly next to Mr. Combs? Me. Now continue. Then there is Lorianne to my right, Gibson. Then to the right is Rube. Who is Lorianne Gibson, if you know? A close friend of Puff's, but also a superstar choreographer. Go ahead. Then to the right of that is Rube. Jurors may remember, but if you know, who is Rube? Rube is also a close friend, but he was security. And then to the right is Fahim. Who is that? At that time, when I was there, Fahim was a driver. To the right of that is Christina. Who is Christina? Christina at the time of this photo was an executive assistant. Okay. I can't tell who is right because of that, because my eyes, it's blurry. Behind that is Trone. Can you just say who is Trone? Trone was in the Burning Man photo. He is Derek to the left's boyfriend, but also worked with Derek in helping style Puff. When you say style Puff, that may be self-explanatory, but can you explain what it means? Derek was Puff's stylist, meaning he was responsible for all aspects of Puff's clothing, wardrobe, dressing him for any and every event. That also extends to family. Yeah. Anybody Puff told us to style, just anything clothing wise. To the left of Derek is Tony De Niro, who was Puff's friend. To the left of him is D-Rock. To the left of him is Lucas, who is Puff's good friend. Did I get everybody that I can see? Does that complete what you can see and what you remember? Yes. Now, you will not be employed in any capacity by Mr. Combs or entities come his next birthday. Is that true? That is true. Because you leave really December 6th, you're notified that there will be no more employment, but you get paid through, you work through March of 2017. Is that true? It was really confusing. There was a notification, but there was, again, I was getting mixed messages from Puff and other people. And then I continued to work. Then basically, I believe in March is when I said that I would get my things out of the office in LA and leave. If you remember December 6th of 2016, you were officially notified that you would not be working after March or after some time. Is that fair to say? I'm sorry. Could you repeat the beginning of that? If you recall, December 6th of 2016, is that when you were officially notified that you would not be working with the company? I don't really know, because that was, again, it was such a confusing, weird situation. I don't know what date I met with Brian Ofit that officially said that. But again, it was muddy because I was getting phone calls from Puff and other associates asking for facts. I really don't know. Let's look at tab 39, if you don't mind turning. Take a look at it and let me know if that is, again, on your social media. Yes. Do you remember posting this? Yes. Is this true and accurate to the best of your memory? Yes. Okay. So more exhibits get admitted. Would you take a peek at 1743 if you don't mind, which is behind tab 43? I apologize. Yes. Does it look accurate to the best of your memory? Yes. And this was what you posted on your social media. Fair to say? Yes. Okay. So more exhibits get admitted. If you don't mind, turn to tab 39. And this is May 16, 2016, correct? Your social media is fair to say? Yes. Can you read to the jurors what you wrote? Your nostalgic goosebumps are about to be on flea skis. Bad boy, come out and play. Hashtag bad boy reunion. Hashtag legend. Hashtag my squad. Then in the picture, it is the promo for Bad Boy Family Reunion Tour that I was doing a documentary with. These are the dates of the tour in different cities, fair to say? Yes. And the different locations or arenas. Correct. Promoting Mr. Combs and the tour. Promoting the tour, yes, which I was doing the documentary on. If you can turn to Exhibit 43, if you don't mind, excuse me, tab 43. Yes. That's now November 15, 2016, correct? Correct. Can you read to the jurors what you decided to post on your personal social media? Puff's stand-up was on point last night. What does that mean? I was making a joke that he was doing a stand-up comedy routine during a De Leon promotion. The image you chose, a photo we took of Puff getting De Leon cake. Again, promoting Mr. Combs. Oh yes, that was, of course. Now, I like you to do me a favor. Sure, you can put that book down if you want to. You can hold it too. With regards to this time, this will take us through, as you say, close to the time that you were going to get your separation notice. Fair to say? Sure is. Within the 4 months of this date of November 4th, 2016, you are severed, no longer with, and I'm not saying anything bad. You're no longer with Sean's company, Sean Combs. Fair? Correct. Yes, fair. And I think that you correct me, Mia. I just want to make sure that this is fair and accurate. I think you told the juror that part of the reason that you promoted all of the social media posts on your personal account was because you almost felt obligated to do so. If you didn't say that, just say that's not true. I don't know if I've said I felt obligated, but everybody that worked for Puff was expected to promote what Puff was promoting or his brand. When you say it's not 100%, that's how I hear you. Just correct me. That was part of the reason that you made all of these posts favoring Sean Combs, in spite of what you told the jurors that he traumatized you, right? Yes. Also, this was my life in my world. So these are all my high points. These, back then at least, you didn't post low points. But after like this birthday severed, that's my word for Mr. Combs. Fair to say, you're not working with him anymore. No. Am I correct? Yes, you are correct. I'm going to show you something with the court's permission. That may be or may not be actually, this is going to be marked for exhibits, and then there's a notice inside. Okay. Okay, Your Honor, may we approach? You may. Do you have what I have just announced? It is marked as Mr. Combs 1700. Were you given that? Me? Yes. Oh no. Is this in the binder? The court has it. I was intending that for you. If that's okay with the court. Court says, here you go. Thank you. I want you to look at this and take your time. I'm not trying to rush you. My questions are going to be similar to what you were asked before. Just look at it as much as you need to. I remember this. Does it look accurate to the best of your memory? Yes. And this is something that you did. Yes. So nice of me. One more time. Yes, I'm very, I'm sorry. I heard you say it's very, then I couldn't hear you. Sorry, yes, I did. I was saying it was so nice of me, but I didn't mean to say that. Do you remember doing this multiple times? By that I mean a similar item. I'm sorry, multiple times? Let me just show you another one. You mean like another birthday gift? Yes. Oh yeah. To be fair to you, let me show you. Okay? So, Your Honor, may I approach? Do you mean to give this to the witness? Yes. You can give it to her you can give it right to the witness. May I approach? You may. Okay. Mia, may I approach you? Sure. I'm handing you two other items. Do me a favor. I'm putting them right there. Same question. This one looks like it's a copy of the first one that you gave me. Or I don't know which one is the original. The court speaks. Mia, just look at the binders and then Mr. Steele is going to ask you questions. The witness speaks. Got it. Sorry. Thank you. Just look up. We will go one by one if that's okay with you. But it's going to be the same questions that this honorable court allowed, which is, do you recognize? Court says, hold on, Mr. Steele. Let her look through it and then we will turn to you. Okay. The court speaks. Mr. Steele speaks to all of these items, which have all been announced, and they all move forward towards admission. Okay. This is the court and Steele speaking. But one specific item, which is 1700. 1700 is used as demonstrative, okay? So we're going to move on from this and get right into the questioning, okay? Mia, I would like to ask you some questions. Is that okay? Sure. Now, do you recognize this handwriting? Yes, it's mine. Do you remember giving this as a birthday gift to Mr. Combs? Yes. This would be 45th birthday. So this would have been November 4th, 2014. Is that fair to say? Yes. And at the top, you put in red, correct? Correct. And this was going to who? Puff. So as opposed to all of the exhibits that the jurors have already seen, that have been marked and entered where it's on social media, your personal social media account, this is something you made and gave Mr. Combs. Fair? Yes. And at the very top, what did you write? Happy birthday, happy 45th birthday, Puff Daddy. If you can go slow and read to the jury what you wrote to Mr. Combs. Puff, sometimes life goes hard. I'm going to interrupt you and I apologize. Can you read slower? Sure. Some people haven't seen this before. Sometimes life goes by at catastrophic speeds where you never get to live in and enjoy the quote unquote now. Things that used to feel unattainable and symbolic of success become quote unquote the norm and lose all of the adrenaline and excitement it used to stir up. And life keeps going and going, and each new height reach can lose its celebration moment in the whirlwind of getting to the next goal. All of this to say that I hope on this day you get to sit back and actually take it all in of how much you've accomplished so far, how far you have gone and still going. So I put together this book of magazine articles from 1991 to 1999 that I hope will stir up nostalgic feelings of when you started and how you felt and what was a dream to you then that's now an everyday reality. So your quote unquote self can tell your quote unquote young self how great you've become. Now that's the now that you'll never forget your past, but I hope it reminds you of when this world made your eyes light up. Happy, happy birthday. I love you forever, ever, and ever. Mia. Did you mean those words? Yeah. At that time, he had come to me, just like to me, like upset and said, when I was looking out of a plane, he said, I used to look at the trailer world that way you did, the way you did. But now that I have kind of everything, it made me sad. Like this depression, what's left? Like if I have done everything, I don't know. I was basically addressing this conversation that him and I had where he felt sad to me. Yeah, it's really hard to get somebody that has a lot of money a birthday present. So I thought that this would make him happy. You say to him when he said in his depressed mode on that airplane, well, you made me beyond repressed and depressed. I'm sorry, what? You say, Mr. Combs, when he supposedly says to you on that airplane that life doesn't have the same meaning, did you say to him, well, you made my life have no meaning also? No, that's not the kind of person I am. If someone comes to me in a vulnerable state, regardless, I want the help. And that is just my empathetic nature. I would never say anything like that. Even the person that has, according to you, beaten you down below this earth, objection from the government. Let's rephrase. The man you say has ruined your life, this is what you write to him? At that time, as low as he would make me feel, he would also make me feel the opposite as well. Again, I could tell you what my therapist has said, but I'm not a professional to explain this. How is it possible that you are even around Mr. Combs after the way he treated you and your sister and your other loved ones? It's called psychological abuse. Again, it wasn't horrible at that time. If it was, it would have been easy getting punished after reacting to his violence, where then I'm confused and begging for it makes it all better. So that I ignore what happened. Like nobody around me, no one around us ever reacted. Everyone acted like it was normal. Adults that I thought were authority figures in the office, they all upheld his behavior and punishment towards me. I didn't have it. It is a fun recipe. You said it wasn't horrible just now. What could be more horrible than the way you describe your time with Mr. Combs? Objection from the government. Hold on, says the court. It's overruled. I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question? What could be more horrible than how you describe this supposed conduct that you endured at the hands of Mr. Combs? Objection. It's argumentative, Your Honor, from the government. Okay, Ms. Miser, the court speaks. Ms. Miser, can you wait until the end of the question? Because I'm trying to listen to the end of the first question. I hear the objection, but I'm going to sustain the objection. You stated a moment ago that it wasn't horrible what you endured with Mr. Combs. You remember that? No, I'm sorry. You were just asked that a minute ago. If you don't remember, that's fine. Objection from the government. Mr. Steele, let's get a fresh question so that you're not going to draw the objection. Explain to the jury what could be worse than what you described, supposedly what you went through with Mr. Combs. Objection from the government. That's sustained, says the court. How did you find any goodness with Mr. Combs after what you described to the ladies and gentlemen of this jury? Easily because no one in my family had ever said the mean things that he had said to me. No one in my life had treated me like that. And the second that it went back to good, I was elated. I was searching for the sort of approval because I was confused that I had done something wrong. Again, I'm not a psych major. I didn't know what was happening. But I think that there's a lot of textbooks out there that will explain it very easily. It's an abusive relationship, the cycle of violence. But you're not dating Mr. Combs. A relationship doesn't mean it has to be romantic. A relationship could mean that means anything. Ma'am, why do you blame yourself when you're trying to use a bathroom on an airplane and Mr. Combs comes and confronts you and you say, no, 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 and then don't have a memory? What did you do wrong? Again, I think that could be explained by any SUL assault victim, that the shame that they carry, I'm not sure in hindsight everything, but when you're in it, I don't know how to explain it. I was young, manipulated, and just eager to survive. Again, I'm unraveling a lot of this now in therapy. Nobody told me, nobody was there to say these things were happening, were wrong. There was no streaming documentaries. There was nobody standing up. There was nobody around us that ever even flinched at his behavior. So I don't know how to explain it. I was always in trouble, and I was always just trying to find a way not to be in trouble. Then things were great. Things were so great. Did you need anyone to tell you that it was wrong when you were afraid that Mr. Combs would K you? Yes. Objection from the government. Court says is overruled. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? Did you need anyone to tell you that it was wrong, that you were afraid that Mr. Combs would K you? Objection, says the government. Court says that's sustained. I think you need to rephrase the question a little bit. Why would you be confused at all when Mr. Combs, according to you, would act like he was going to K you? Why would that be something you did wrong? Objection to the form, Your Honor. Court says, can I have a sidebar? Okay. So I go on a sidebar. Court asks Mr. Steele, how much does he have remaining of the questioning? He says, the reason I asked is because we had thought about keeping the jury late, but if you have a lot more. Mr. Steele says, hours. You have hours, multiple? Given that, should we go into 3:30? It's Friday. Okay? So if we're going to be doing Monday anyways, I just want to make sure. Steele says whatever the court thinks it makes sense. So they decide on the scheduling issue. Now, second issue. I don't know where these questions are going. Ms. Miser, from form of objection is well taken because the questions are vague in terms of what they are seeking. And it's not clear where we are going right now. Maybe you can explain and then we can hear that now. Okay, Steele says, my memory is that Mia stated that no one was telling her this was wrong. That's my memory. I'm following up on that. Why do we need someone to tell you it was wrong? Court says, meeting Mr. Combs' conduct? Yes. Okay. So the court says, we just need a little bit more clarity on the question. But all right, so they go back. You stated something to the effect that no one was saying that Mr. Combs' conduct was wrong. Do you remember something to that effect given your answer? Correct. So my question is this. Why did you need someone else saying that it was wrong of Mr. Combs to make you feel like he would K you? I'm sorry. Why did I need someone to tell me? Can you repeat the second part of the question? That it was wrong when Mr. Combs made you feel, according to your testimony, that he would K you. Because so if I'm looking objectively at a situation that I have no involvement with, and of course, but when you're my log but when you're my logical brain and my trauma brain wins all the time. I mean, eventually it becomes normalized and you're just trying to go back to the good. I You make excuses for people. I'm a people pleaser. I'm an empath. I'm a rule follower. I just want to do like I just wanted to. I just wanted to do my best and do and make everybody happy all the time. So I tend to take a little bit more than normal people. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if I should apologize for that. I forgive people all the time for things like that. So after something violent or just after something, if I ever finally push to the edge and happen to confront him about them, he would then say, "You're right. I need your help." And then I would feel like, "Oh my gosh, okay, like I'm going to help you." And I'm going to make excuses to myself. Where is it that you confronted Mr. Combs and said, you have violated me, SULE, or if any other matter?" And he said, "You're right. You're right. I need the help." Objection. Court says overruled. Where's the what? Did you say where's the I'm sorry. Did that ever happen? Did when? I just said that I confronted him and I did not include everything you just listed. I did confront him after St. Bart's, after that end, not about what you just listed, but I'm saying about his behavior, that it resulted in him saying that I was right and he needed my help. And then he said, "In fact, I'll fly Matt to Vegas tonight and get you guys a room and you guys can just come and hang out with us." And so then that's all forgotten. I'm on a mission to help. So that's an example I'm talking about. Mia, you're not a weak person, are you? I'm not sure. It depends. In 2009, if I cut you off, I apologize. That's okay. Were you done? Sure. In 2009, 2010, 11, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 16, going into March 2017. You're strong, aren't you? Strong? I don't know what you mean by that exactly. You gave advice to people to say stand up for yourself. You said that to Miss Ventura, didn't you? When? You told her that she's a superstar, right? I told her but I don't know about standing up. Did I tell Cass that she's a superstar? Probably. Told her that the money has to come to her just like men get the money, right? I don't know. I don't remember what you're saying. Isn't it true that what you told this jury about the conduct of Mr. Combs is a lie, a misconduct? I'm sorry, can you what? Isn't it true that Mr. Combs never had unwanted, non consensual, forcible contact with you? Isn't that true? I'm sorry. You started with, "Isn't that untrue?" And then, "Isn't that true?" What I said in this courtroom is the truth. I have not lied to anyone at all. Isn't it true that although unforgivable for any reason to put their hands on a woman, especially a man, isn't it true that it did not happen as many times as you just said to this jury? Objection to form. Government objects. That's overruled. Everything I've said in this courtroom is true. Then why would you, if you're being essayed and your sister's being brutally brutalized physically, why are you making a scrapbook for Mr. Combs? It's a lot more complicated than the way you phrase that. It's abuse on all levels. And I'm sorry, go ahead. Oh no, I was just trying to say, I guess you could talk to any SUL victim advocate or any abuse advocate, and they could explain it to you much better than I could. What if you were not a victim of SA? Then what? Objection. Court says sustain. I like the court's permission to ask some more questions about the scrapbook. And is there any way I could, with the court's permission, have a deputy court hand 2 copies of the 3 to the jurors? You may. Okay. Miss Miser speaks from the government. Your Honor, I think we need to clarify that these are the same and not different. Yes, these are the same scrapbooks. Is that right? So ask the court. That's my understanding, but I could follow up with the questions. And so they kind of go back and forth on the who's holding the binders, how much they're going to show her as far as evidence goes, but we're going to get right into the questioning, okay? Mia, you are looking at the exhibit now. Yes. Okay, tell me when you're ready. I'm going to ask you some questions. Oh, sure, I am. All right. Now that was for Mr. Combs, as you explained, for his 45th birthday, correct? Yes. So we're talking about November 4th of 2014. Fair to say? Yes. And would you tell the jurors what you did to make what is now being passed around as Exhibit 1740 as well? 1740-A. I'm not talking about the writing. I'm talking about, because the jurors saw it, I'm talking about the actual guts of the exhibit. Government stands up and says, Your Honor, can we please have a sidebar? And the court says, of course, let's take the binders from the juror. And the court changes his mind and says, no, they can look through it. Let's have a quick sidebar. Oh, so another sidebar. So they're basically having a sidebar about how long it's going to take the jurors to view each page and will they have enough time type of situation. But let's go with the questioning. All right, so Mr. Steele continues. Mia, may I ask you some questions if you don't mind? Sure. If I'm interrupting you, just tell me you can't focus. Explain to the jury how you went about making what has now been marked and entered. Can I call it a scrapbook, by the way? It is. Is that a birthday gift? Sure. It's 1740. All of these questions. Explain to the jury, if you don't mind, how you went about creating this birthday gift. I did a lot of research, and I believe I reached out to people in his company with his archives, and then to find in order the first mentioned he had in the press until I'm not sure what date. Then I printed them out and put them in order and highlighted where he was mentioned. And when you say archives, what is archives? What does that mean? Are you going to a library? No. In his company, whoever was in charge of his archives. Was this something that was online already, or was it a form of like what we used to have, like a printed magazine or a newspaper? It's not on. Was not online yet. It was, I don't know. I don't remember the actual dig, but yeah, whether we got copies of it. I'm sure some of the actual format. I'm not sure of the actual format. This was not online. This was all his, the person or people who were in charge of Puff's archives. I can't hear you. I apologize. Yeah, whoever it was in, there was a people in his company in charge of his archives. So I I reached out to them and they helped me. So I mean, I'm just trying to get a sense. Did you actually grab what used to be newspaper or magazines and photocopy it or cut it out and highlight it? Can you just explain what you did if you don't mind? Sure. I got them from the people that are in charge of his archives. They said, I'm not sure how they had it, but I'm guessing that's what they did. They send me. They must have scanned them whenever they were archiving it and send them to me, and I printed them. And did you read each of those articles? I scanned for his name, yes, and then highlighted it. And you're the person who did all this work. Yes. You did it all by yourself. Yes, I got help from the people in the archives. Sure. But once you received the materials that you were reading and highlighting, did you did the rest? Yeah. And why are there multiple copies of the same information? Why did you do that? I didn't. I don't remember doing that. I remember giving him one. Do you know how there are multiple copies? No. And it's already in evidence 1700-A. The letter that was written with red on top. It's now on the screen. Do you see this 1700-A-R in the screen? On the screen? Yes. You attach that to this GIF. Is that true? Yeah. And did you mean what was written? Did you mean, were you being truthful, what you wrote in 1700-A? Objection from the government. Asked and answered. Overruled. I'm sorry. Did I mean his birthday note card? Correct. Yeah, at the time, of course. That's a very loving card. Would you agree with that? Yes, I'm a very loving person. To the person who actually abused you? Yes. Okay. So the court interjects and then asks the jury if they have not gotten the chance to look at this evidence, at this exhibit. And then Mr. Steele continues. I'm going to go to another topic if I can, Your Honor. All right? I'm not trying to rush. May I, sir? You're going to a different line of questioning? I'd like to. Can you give us 60 seconds? Yes, sir. Okay, let's complete this. I want to make sure all the jurors get a chance to look at it. Everyone had a chance to look at it. Good, thank you. Okay, so they collect the binders. They collect the evidence. Your Honor, may I ask a question? May I ask one question about 1700? You may. Do you have any memory of how long of an effort this was? I don't. I don't, but I barely had any time, so I'm sure it took a while. Now, we talked about social media and all the birthday wishes that the jury has seen from 2013 through 2016 so far, okay? Okay. Did you also do a video, audio, happy birthday to Mr. Combs in year 2013? Do you remember that? I don't know what year, but yes, I did. And describe to the jurors what you did on that social or on that video, audio, if you don't mind. Oh, well, again, it's hard to get somebody wealthy and famous, something material. And I've always tried to be meaningful. So I reached out to all the people that I believe were important to Puff's life and asked them for a birthday shout out for him. And then I compiled it all to a video format. So this isn't something that you did for social media. Is that true? That's correct. I did not do that for social media. This was a gift the year before, the gift that the jurors just had an opportunity to hold, right? I'm not sure of the date, but yes, it was a birthday gift for him. And who do you reach out to if you remember? And if you don't, that's fine. Just tell us, who do you remember and how many people do you think that you asked to send a message, audio, video for Mr. Combs to celebrate his birthday? I don't remember, but it was quite a lot. And how did you go after selecting or contacting these persons to ask if they would do a favor and do an audio and video to be placed into a video for Mr. Combs? I just took a list of all the people he would always wanted at um, any of his parties and all the people that were close to him, because I was with him all the time. I knew that's how all his friends, all of his family, that's how I chose. How did you go about collecting this data? Like, I emailed or texted them and just said, do you want to send Puff a birthday shout out? I'm making him a video. I couldn't hear you. Oh, I just contacted them and said, do you want to send a Puff a birthday shout out? I'm making him a video. And you included in that birthday shout out. And you were included in that birthday shout out. True? True. And you were enthusiastic? Absolutely. And you told him you love him? Of course, probably. And you explained to him that it's been great being with him and looking forward to more time together. I don't remember what I said, but I'm sure it was very positive and in the same sentiment as that as what we've seen. Yeah. This is something that you came up with, right? Yes. This was your gift to Mr. Combs. Correct? Correct. I'd like to talk to you about some of the testimony that you have been giving here. Okay. With regards to leaving the company and leaving Mr. Combs' company. By that, I mean not only his business, but him himself. I want you to look at tab number 28, if you don't mind. And that's Exhibit, Your Honor, 1728. And just read it to yourself. It should be, Your Honor, government speaks. I don't think this is in evidence yet. So the jurors shouldn't be looking at the binders. It's not. Court says, hold on. Looking at this in your binders, but just 1 second. Mia, can you look and tell me when you're at tab 28? And it should be Exhibit 1728, if you don't mind. Tell me when you're there. Okay, I'm on 1728. I'm on that page. Can you review it? It's in front and back of a 3-page exhibit, if you don't mind. My questions are going to be similar. Okay. I've reviewed it. And this is, to your memory, accurate of what it depicts. To be honest, I don't remember. I mean, how do I say this? Like, I don't remember this, but I mean, it is okay. Mr. Steele, court interjects. Why don't you ask some more particularized questions here? Do you see if it's blacked out, we can get you an unblacked out copy? It should be in your notebook, Mia. Do you see at the top? I'm not going to announce it for the last 4 numbers. Do you recognize the number at the end in 37? Objection from the court. Well, let's take a step back. Is Mia's copy unredacted? Correct. Why don't you ask her if she recognizes the number as she sees them? Can you do that? Yes, I do recognize my number. And do you know who the number belongs to? Do you see that? I don't know if it's by heart, but I see that it's labeled as. Does it appear to be a conversation in text? Yes. Do you have any reason to believe that it is not inaccurate or true? That it's not accurate or true? Like, I don't specifically remember this, but I don't I can't hear you. Sorry. I'm just saying, like, if something looks, the court speaks. Mr. Steele, I think you need to ask some more questions or phrase it a little bit differently. Do you see the date on this document? Yes. Were you talking with the person whose number is there along with your number during that time? On this message, it says that, but I don't remember from like 9 years ago exactly what was going on. I mean, I could have talked to Chris. I mean, I definitely talked to Christina. I just don't remember. Does this refresh your memory of the day that you found out that you were let go from Mr. Combs' employment? So I don't remember the day that Brian said that Puff wanted to get rid of, like, what was done with Revolt Films. I don't remember the exact date of that. For some reason, I thought it was around Thanksgiving, but I mean, again, I could be wrong. Do you remember giving other and seeing text messages from your phone at the time in this case? Objection. Giving over objection from Miss Miser. Hold on. Mr. Steele, is it your intent to offer this into evidence? Correct. Is there an objection? Miss Miser speaks. He can't authenticate it, Your Honor. Yes. Anything other than that? It's the same objections we've raised before, Your Honor. I think it's a 403 problem here, but understanding the court's rulings. All right. Exhibit 1728 will be admitted. You have a redacted version as well? Correct, says Steele. 1728 will be admitted under seal. Okay. Now the jurors can go to that tab, which is what tab? Steele speaks 28. It's 1728, Your Honor. May I ask a question? You may. Okay. According to the exhibit, this is December 6, 2016, correct? Oh, with me? Yes. And that's what that says in the text. It's Mia's number in blue. Is that true according to the exhibit? Yes. And whose number is in green? It says it's Christina Quorum. Is that the person also known as KK? Yes. I'd like you to do me a courtesy. Could you go slow, but can you read your blue? And then I will read the green, if that's okay. And we'll go in the order. Sure. I'm going to K myself. My life is over. OMG, what the WTF? Mia, this is not funny. I don't think so either. Literally over. What is wrong? And don't say that. Take it back. Watch your back here, my love. Answer your phone, Mia. This is serious. Mia, you can't make a statement like the first thing you said and then not answer your phone. I'm serious. Please answer your phone. I'm going to call you. Yeah, if you don't call me right back now, please. Mia, I'm serious. Mia, WTF. You cannot say that and not answer your phone. Mia, Mia, I'm serious. You know, I just went through this. You need to call me back now. I'm calling your parents. Mia, can you please answer your phone? Fuck. I'm sorry. I completely forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm with Laura Gomez. I'll call you soon. It's okay. Just want to make sure you were on. And then it has an asterisk. Okay. Are you okay? Call me when you leave. I'm not, but I'm alive. And I love you. Love you too. And just call me when you can. Need you to tell me that over the phone, lol. Just know how I'm not going to say it, but effing talented and amazing you are. And you are the legit bound for greatness. You are a superstar and everyone knows it. I'm so lucky to have you as one of my best friends and will always be here for you. Love you to death, boo boo, with the red heart emoji. Just started crying from that. Thank you so much. Love you too. I'm so heartbroken. I can't breathe. I can't wait to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right now, I feel buried and depressed and hopeless, like just throat slit. Do I say anything? I was legit going to just text him how wow, and that's it. I can't sleep. I'm not okay. I don't even know what to do. I don't understand how to make this pain go away. It hurts so effing bad. Let's talk about that. But before we do you see you use the name Miss Laura Gomez? Yes. Can you tell the jurors who is that? At that time, I believe she was in HR. And HR is human resources at Combs Enterprise, fair to say? Yes, I believe so. And now, is it true that this is when you found out that you are severed? I'm just using my word, whatever word you want to use for employment with Mr. Combs' company. True? Like when I lost my job? Like when I lost my life? Yeah, I believe so. That's what it looks like. And you start out, I'm going to K myself. My life is over, right? Yes. And that's because of the fact that you are no longer working with Sean Combs and the other people. Well, I was given this notification out of the blue with no reason. And I'm not getting it delivered. I'm not getting the message delivered to me by the person who controlled me for the many years. It made no sense and I felt horrific. Like I was just like I had no explanation for it because he was telling me recently like how I was only company bringing him money. And we were in the middle of working on Bad Boy documentary and also his this was the only world I knew like 24 hours a day for 8 years. So that's like dog years. I don't know how many years it was. That's all I knew. So it was, yeah, very overwhelming and horrific. You didn't want to leave the employment, did you? I did not want to leave the company that I built where I was actually starting to see my dreams come to fruition, that I worked so hard for. Absolutely no. And you loved that position, didn't you? I loved working. I loved film and television. Absolutely. I loved what I was doing at the time, and I finally got there. So no one forced you to work very hard, right? No, no. I mean, I'm a very hard worker regardless. That's my ethic. But there was not an option if I wasn't. Well, the option was you could have quit. No, I didn't see that way. Why? It's a pretty long psychological explanation, but this was this was all presented just as it was a job, but this was not just a job. I mean, I had to ask permission to leave places for the weekend. Like, this was somebody's people. I was around 24 hours. It was this all I knew, and I worked so hard and gone through so much, and now it's just being ripped away without an explanation. Are you telling the jury that you felt that you could not leave the employment on your own? Correct. Then why are you going to, God forbid, K yourself when you were terminated? Or if that's the wrong word, I'm not. When you were severed from the company, why wasn't that a relief? I wasn't severed from the company. I was, I believe, misled about him wanting to dissolve Revolt Films again without my wrongdoing. I just wanted to make that clear. But this isn't, but isn't this great? I mean, you're far away from your abuser. No, because at the time I didn't realize that. This is absolutely not. This is absolutely the time not great. In hindsight, I'm fantastic, but at that time, the worst thing ever. Okay, Your Honor, I heard you said earlier, good place to stop. Yes, sir. Okay. So this is where they stop the questioning for Friday and the jurors are sent home. Guys, I want to know what you guys think in the comments about Mia overall. Make sure you watch the first videos when she's in direct examination with the government, and then you would watch this one because they kind of align each other that way. We've been doing things in pieces because it takes too long. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys mañana on the next one. Bye, guys.